Alright, welcome back to an episode here on our fantasy booking series thing. I'm not too sure what to call it, but sure, fantasy booking, that's what we've been calling it. So I'm going to go with it. I am, of course, Dominic here on the Bad Wrestling channel. Today I got a good one for you that I kind of thought up in like the span of like 45 minutes, but I think it's really good. So, I don't know, let's do it. Why not? This is how Shinsuke Nakamura would be if he wins the WWE Championship. So yeah, this was suggested by one of you. This was suggested by Seth. I'm gonna call him Seth. He suggested, since Nakamura is one of my favorite wrestlers on the roster, or at least in match favorite wrestlers, why don't I book him as WWE Champion? And since WrestleMania 34 is coming up and he might actually win the championship, I thought, why not? Let's do it. What a better time to do it. So Shinsuke Nakamura winning the WWE Championship. So obviously the first thing that would happen is he wins the WWE Championship. At WrestleMania 34, Nakamura defeats AJ Styles, taking on more of the babyface role as opposed to the heel role that AJ Styles could have. I mean, of course, they're both still going to be face, but, you know, I think AJ Styles should take on the heel role because he was the heel the first time they went around in the whole Nakamura versus AJ and in NJPW New Japan. So, you know, call back to that, I guess. Why not? So, it's 2 nights after WrestleMania because, you know, SmackDown's on Tuesdays now. And Shinsuke Nakamura has just won the WWE Championship. He is celebrating in the ring. He finally has won the big gold belt. And then Rusev Day comes out. So yeah, his first feud is going to be with Rusev. Now, this is going to have a couple of feuds going on in this storyline. Not just one particularly long feud. Because, I don't know, I feel like that would work out better because this is a WWE title reign. We want it to be kind of lengthy, so why not? So, Rusev Day is the first guy challenging for the WWE Championship because of a bit of revenge for Fastlane a few weeks prior, of course, before WrestleMania. So, leading up to Backlash, we have, you know, they're, of course, doing the typical rivalry thing, you know, Rusev and Nakamura interfering in each other's matches, etc., but, I don't know, I thought this was a good idea since Nakamura can't do many promos. Rusev is like Russian and Nakamura is Japanese. Maybe they have a few promos that's like just in their native language. Like, of course, like not actual promos, but like backstage promos talking in their native tongue. Maybe Aiden English comes out and translates for Rusev, but then, you know, WWE like their comedy. And I don't know, maybe Aiden English, like, mistranslates, and Rusev's like, no, I said that he's gonna lose, you know, ha ha ha, belly laughs, etc., that kind of stuff, you know, that WWE branded comedy. Anyways, Backlash. So even though Rusev, that big fluffy bear of a man, tries his best, Shinsuke just manages to retain his WWE Championship belt. So, this ends their feud. That was mainly just to tie up the Fastlane thing. But also at Backlash, we have the Superstar Shakeup. And there's probably a whole bunch of switches going on, a whole bunch of changes. But the main one we're going to be focusing on is Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is going to be switched out for Seth Rollins. For 2 reasons. One, Seth Rollins, he doesn't do much on Raw anymore. I feel like he does need this switch, and we have plans for him later on. Also, Sami Zayn needs to get away from Kevin Owens. Like, I love their feud, but after Mania, they should have that break thing like they do sometimes. You know, like, leave different brands and stuff. So, this frees up Kevin Owens to be doing stuff on SmackDown, and, you know, since his friend... Are they friends? They're not really friends. They're enemy, kind of. Anyways, so, the weeks after Backlash, since Kevin Owens lost his friend, kinda... his friend, his enemy, he has nothing to do. He wants to keep his top spot on SmackDown. What's the next thing Kevin Owens could possibly do? Of course, he goes after our boy Shinsuke Nakamura, the WWE Champion. Obviously, though, in his matches, since he wants to keep his top spot, he wants to keep proving that he deserves it, Kevin Owens, he just goes ham on everybody. He becomes much more aggressive in the ring, Kevin Owens. He becomes more of a monster because, I don't like the Kevin Owens that runs away. I love the Kevin Owens that, kills people, pretty much. So KO, he is a bit desperate, he's a bit aggressive, he's a little bit too desperate to keep his spot on SmackDown, trying to win the championship and stuff, trying to do everything he possibly can to keep his top spot. He's so desperate that it causes him to lose the championship match at Money in the Bank. See, but this is how I want this to be specific. So, after an accidental ref bump, Kevin Owens realizes that the referee is down, realizing Shinsuke Nakamura is down, he runs out of the ring, grabs a steel chair, goes to hit Shinsuke Nakamura with the chair. However, there's one thing he doesn't notice. He doesn't notice the referee getting up, and right when Kevin Owens hits Shinsuke Nakamura with the chair, the referee realizes it and calls the match off. Kevin Owens loses this in a desperate attempt to keep the title, or to win the title, I should say. Owens is furious at this loss at Money in the Bank. He realizes, oh my god, I just messed up. I can't believe this. He is so desperate. He's so aggressive. He's so angry. He goes, not after Nakamura, but after the referee. He pop-up powerbombs him. He gets a chair. He hits him over and over again. He tries to basically lay out the referee. Tries to kill him pretty much. Daniel Bryan basically has to come out and scream at him, plead with him to stop hitting the referee. Kevin Owens keeps doing it, and so Kevin Owens has been suspended by Daniel Bryan in a sheer act of, you gotta stop. This is ridiculous. You're getting too mean and aggressive to people. Stop pew-pewing people. Also, earlier on in the night, Seth Rollins, he wins the Money in the Bank match again. For a couple of reasons. One, he doesn't have much momentum going into SmackDown. I mean, he was the tag team champions, but he didn't feel like the tag team champions with Jason Jordan and all that stuff. So, Seth Rollins, he has nothing to do. He wins the Money in the Bank, hopefully gets him back up to his superstar status. And yeah. But remember that, Seth Rollins is Money in the Bank. So, the week after Money in the Bank, Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and basically says to Daniel Bryan that he wants a match against Kevin Owens once again for the sake of the referee that was injured and the sake for everybody that he's been injuring, all the jobbers that he's basically been killing. He wants another match with Kevin Owens, and Daniel Bryan, even though he's reluctant to do so, he agrees, realizing that Nakamura is going to kick the shit out of him. So, at Payback, Shinsuke Nakamura, of course, defeats Kevin Owens, barely defeating him though. He hits the Kinshasa, but then just falls on him. Like, if you remember Shawn Michaels versus Triple H, where Shawn Michaels just falls on Triple H, if we can get that sort of same effect between Shinsuke and Kevin Owens, just to show that they're both on equal footing, I think that would work out. So Shinsuke Nakamura barely, after a long, hard, barn burner fight, Shinsuke Nakamura beats Kevin Owens. So the week after Payback, Kevin Owens comes out, and before he gets the chance to say anything, Shinsuke Nakamura decides to come out and do something that everybody was a bit surprised about, okay? They don't say anything, Shinsuke Nakamura just bows to Kevin Owens, showing a sign of respect for their hard-fought battle. But of course, in typical Kevin Owens fashion, he doesn't bow. He doesn't show any respect. Instead, he powerbombs Shinsuke Nakamura over and over again until he powerbombs him onto the ring apron, breaking, I don't know, potentially some bones in his back. Shinsuke Nakamura, he's in a bad way, okay? After this attack, he's in a very bad way. So afterwards, Nakamura, even though he's in the hospital because of this attack, he tells Daniel Bryan he wants a match against Kevin Owens at the next pay-per-view, at SummerSlam, which is the next pay-per-view, for the WWE Championship. He wants his revenge for that attack, for not showing any respect, and Daniel Bryan, of course, reluctantly agrees. So, at the go-home show, Nakamura is still in the hospital. He's probably trying to get himself back to peak physical condition to fight Kevin Owens at SummerSlam. However, the final shot of SmackDown, of that week's SmackDown, the go-home show to SummerSlam, is Kevin Owens entering the hospital with Shinsuke Nakamura in it. He closes the door, and that's the end of SmackDown, leading everyone to suspect that, of course, Kevin Owens attacked Shinsuke Nakamura just before their matchup at SummerSlam. So, SummerSlam, Nakamura, he limps out at this point. He has cuts, he's got bruises, nobody ever saw the attack but they can only assume Kevin Owens attacked Shinsuke Nakamura, which he did. I'm just gonna say that he did. So Kevin Owens, he very swaggily walks to the ring. Shinsuke Nakamura limps to the ring, and he defeats Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens does, to become the new WWE Champion. However, we're still not done with our story. So, Kevin Owens comes out, he is celebrating that he won the WWE Championship. He's like, I did it, I'm so cool, I'm Kevin Owens, woohoo. So Kevin Owens comes out and brags about beating Shinsuke Nakamura, but Daniel Bryan then comes out and says he wants his rematch. Shinsuke Nakamura, he wants his rematch against Kevin Owens for the WWE Championship, and Daniel Bryan has already made the match. This time, however, since the next pay-per-view is Hell in a Cell, I thought, well, let's make it a Hell in a Cell match. So Kevin Owens is going to be fighting Shinsuke Nakamura in a Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Championship. On the Go Home show, there is a contract signing between both Kevin Owens and Nakamura for the WWE Championship matchup that they're about to have. And Shinsuke Nakamura, he doesn't say anything, okay? We haven't seen him for a few weeks since SummerSlam, but he comes back, he hasn't said anything. He's still been recovering. So Kevin Owens, he is just back talking, he is just talking trash to Nakamura. Nakamura doesn't say anything until he signs the contract, grabs a steel chair that's in the ring, and just beats and batters Kevin Owens, making him feel every inch. Oh god, I don't want to imagine Kevin Owens feeling every inch of Nakamura. Ugh. Sorry about that. That was awkward. He just keeps hitting him over and over again with that steel chair, making him feel the pain that everybody in his wake has felt before leading into Hell in a Cell. Main event of Hell in a Cell, it's Kevin Owens versus Shinsuke Nakamura in a Hell in a Cell match. And after a bloody, brutal matchup, Kevin Owens, he looks like he's going to win. Shinsuke Nakamura, however, catches him with a Kinshasa 1, 2, 3. Nakamura, after probably bleeding, from his head, from pretty much everywhere, after a brutal matchup, defeats Kevin Owens to regain his WWE Championship. However, you might be wondering what happened with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Well, that's what happens now. Shinsuke Nakamura, he's won. He's so excited. He's so happy for himself. But Seth Rollins comes out and cashes in Money in the Bank. He wins the WWE Championship, probably turning heel. I'd probably stick to it being a face-on-face thing, but maybe turning heel. I could see this becoming a heel turn for Seth Rollins. And then they go on to have what I can only imagine are beautiful matches. So, that's how, that's my fantasy booking of Shinsuke Nakamura defeating AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. I think it's good. I believe it's good. It gives Sami Zayn something to do on Raw without having to rely on Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens stays the top monster that he is, even without Sami Zayn, or at least return to the monster that he was. We get Seth Rollins to finally be doing something with the Money in the Bank briefcase and winning the WWE Championship later. And Nakamura has a pretty good run. I think it would be a pretty good run. I mean, I know at the end he wouldn't be doing too much. I know at the end he'd be very injured. Maybe he has another match with Kevin Owens just to repay all of that, but then go after the WWE Championship again with Seth Rollins. And we get to see Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. So, all in all, I think, if I'm not forgetting anybody, nobody loses. Well, except for, like, the people Kevin Owens beat up. But, making a star. They'd get a payday. But yeah, that's my fantasy booking of Shinsuke Nakamura's WWE Championship reign. If you guys like to, please let me know by hitting the like button down below. Comment anything you want to. Comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have, why not hit the bell to be notified of everything we do here on the Bad Wrestling channel, from fantasy bookings to WWE 2K18. We do some fun stuff here. But of course, that's going to be the end. And have a good day from Bad Wrestling. Bye boy. Yo.